Good evening. Welcome to the basement on this Wednesday night, where tonight we shall watch episode 5 of X-Men 97 together. And then we'll talk about that for a little bit. And then talk about, even though you're probably sick of hearing about it, we have more DC news, but we also have casting news for the upcoming X-Men movie, the first X-Men movie in the MCU proper. That's what's on the agenda. So fill your cup, light your smoke, pull up your Disney Plus, because it's time to get nerdy. Well, what's up, chat? How we doing? You guys ready to watch some motherfucking X-Men? Then you guys ready to talk about some motherfucking nerdy news? I hope you are, because I am. We got Bye to Dan, Brooke, and Bradley. What's up, man? Says, I'm sorry I've not been here in over a year. Bro, that's okay. Life be lifing. I understand this. You gotta do what you gotta do. But I will say this. You better have been watching the fucking replays. Anyway. No, man, it's good to see you, though, bro. You can take as big a hiatus as you want. Come back whenever you want. It is all good. I am just happy you're here. Like, real talk. I hope you're okay, man. I hope if things are rough, I hope they smoothed out. That kind of shizzle. So what's happening, chat? You guys ready for some viewing of the animated X-Men and then some full-on MCU X-Men movie casting news? And unfortunately, chat, y'all are probably sick of it by now. But it is what it is. And I gotta poop on DC some more. I do. I gotta drop some stank on their head. Like I've got cyclosporiasis. Going to explode with liquidy poo all over DC again. I don't wanna. I would love to be talking awesome about DC. I would love to be excited to talk about DC. Not, god damn it, what'd they do this time? Which is unfortunately how it's been. And it sucks. But they keep making news. Unfortunately, they keep making news by doing stupid shit. So, if you're in charge of something I care about, like DC, and you do stupid shit, well, if you do stupid shit, I gotta drop shit on your head. Oh yeah, we'll get to that. But the first thing we're gonna do tonight, chat, is we're going to enjoy some X-Men 97 goodness. So what you need to do at this point in time, and we're going to give people time to get in here, of course. We always do. We're going to chit-chat for a bit. We always do. But we're all fairly smart people up in here. We should be able to chit-chat and also pull up the Disney Plus and get it ready to go. So get about it. That's an interesting title. All right, so chat, when you do be pulling up your Disney Pluses, you need to be here. And then we're clicking here. Weapon X, Lies, and DVDs. What are we going? A little bit of Wolverine backstory here? Wolverine morphin' a motley crew of old rivals faced off against Weapon X and Blaze Experiment. Oh, okay. Well, that explains it, because there's Wolverine, there's Morph, and then there's Lady Deathstrike and Sabretooth. This looks fun. This looks like it's going to be a fun episode, chat. So get prepared. Get your Disney Plus up. Get to that page. Be ready to hit that thumbnail here in a few. Avengers Doomsday going to be good, says Bradley. Yeah. I am 100% confident it's not going to be good. It's going to be motherfucking awesome. I'm fully confident in that. And I'll tell you one other thing I am fully confident in about Doomsday. As unfortunate as it may be, depending on how you feel about it, Spider-Man will make more. Doomsday is going to be the number 2 Marvel movie this year. Not just in terms of release order, but in terms of box office. I am quite sure. And obviously, I could be wrong. But I'm 99.9999999% sure that Spider-Man is going to make more than Doomsday. Which is fine. If you think about it, that should not be unexpected. Because whereas Spider-Man is motherfucking Spider-Man, Doomsday has all the baggage from phases 4 and 5 dangling off its eyes. And it's got to overcome that. It's got to overcome the skepticism in the fan base that Marvel themselves have put into us. Pause. So, yeah. But besides all that, yeah, Doomsday is going to fook and rock. It's going to be awesome. I'm hyped for it. And I'm only going to get more hyped. Do you know why? Because in 10 days, 10 days, will be Marvel's Hall H presentation at San Diego Comic-Con. It begins at 8:30 Eastern or 5:30 Pacific, or figure out your own fucking time zone in between them. That shit going down for an hour. And then allegedly, after their presentation is over, during which they will probably show that crowd the trailer, they will drop it publicly on Disney Plus and YouTube, possibly up to an hour after the presentation. Maybe not that far after the presentation, but either way, we are finally going to get to see the fucking Doomsday trailer. And word on the street is the one that they're going to drop at SDCC is not the same one that people got to see at CinemaCon twice, because they clamored for it to go on repeat and they actually got obliged. So, need a Hawk movie? Are you talking about Hawkeye of the Marvel or Hawkman of the DC? Mr. O'Brien? To which are you referring? Ooh, yay. I got my money back from that first bullshit roll. Hawkeye? Okay. Yeah. Uh, if they do decide to do that, it needs to be after they have 100% completely reestablished themselves in the minds of the fandom. Like, I don't know if they'll ever get back to like 2018, 2019, but they need to get damn close before they can even think about doing that again. And honestly, no, they really don't. Even whether it's Clint Barton or Kate Bishop, there really does not need to be a solo Hawkeye movie. Like, as much as we all may be fans of Hawkeye, especially Jeremy Renner's version of Hawkeye, um, they need to stop with solo projects for the B tier characters and below. And no offense, Hawkeye is a B tier character. Maybe not quite in the comics, he might be A minus, but in terms of the MCU, he's B. Because MCU, they have to, obviously, they have to plan for us nerds. Like, they gotta keep us happy. Because if you lose your core audience, you're fucked. See Star Wars for that. Proof of that. And also see phases 4 and 5 of Marvel for that. So you guys keep the core, but you also, if you want the big bucks in the box office, or if you want the big views on streaming, you need the general audience. And the general audience, there's a probably 90+% chance that 90+% of the general audience does not give a fuck that much about Hawkeye. I mean, let's face it, Guardians of Galaxy, obviously a fun movie, very enjoyable. I love it. But the ability of any studio making comic book movies to be consistently successful in making B tier and below characters popular, it's not gonna fucking happen. Guardians was lightning in a bottle. It was an anomaly. As much as we love it, that's just the way it is. And Marvel tried it in phases 4 and 5, fail. Gunn is trying it now, fail. It's just not a good idea. So, yeah. I'm not saying every MCU movie has to be, or every comic book movie in general has to be like an event movie. But there is a minimum level of bombast and spectacle that is required. And again, general audience only cares about the big names. Not saying you don't include smaller names, like it's just got to be the bigger name on the title card to get these motherfuckers in there. And then you can show them other characters, and then if they enjoy them, cool. If they don't, kind of let them fade into the background and try different ones. But always, at least going forward, since this is a well-established universe by now, there's really no point in any more solo movies. Like, really. Unless you're... No, not really. I mean, there are some characters where it would be cool, and you probably could be fairly successful, but, like, for the most part, you need teams. You don't necessarily need, like, a phase-ending event, but you need teams. General audience likes teams. They show up for teams. They show up for, even if you're not creating it to be an event movie, if the general audience thinks it is, their asses will be seated. Yeah. So that's just my opinion, though, but it's an informed opinion, backed up by data. Data. Do you have your Disney Pluses pulled up yet? I will show you one mo again where you need to be at. Or at least one mo again. You need to be on this screen in your Disney Plus app. And then we'll be clicking on this here episode. Why? How? When? Now? Really? All right, so we're gonna screw around for about 5 more minutes, and then we're getting this shiz going. So I guess I will take this opportunity to, first of all, exhort you to hit the like button if you haven't done so. And by the way, this goes for replay people too, as always. And also, if ye be new here, please hit the sub and the bell. Whoopsie, that ain't gonna work. Discord. There we go, that'll work better. Also join the Discord, because the notifications are more reliable, and, you know, we're a fun bunch of people. Yep. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, the fucking mobile Twitter app updated, and I fucking hate it. They did weird shit. Like every time I open it up, it jumps. It doesn't stay on the following page where I want it. It jumps to the FYP. Pisses me off. And like the GIF selection has gone way downhill. I don't understand. But it's annoying as shit. Like, I don't know why they keep fucking with it. These improvements were unnecessary. But whatever. What up, Brennan? How you doing, my guy? Sorry, I got some distracted there. My bad. Yeah, get your Disney Plus pulled up, mofos. And get ready. All right, chat. It is about time to do this shit. Very shortly. Like a minute or two at most. We're going to get into this. So let me explain what's happening and how this is going to work once we start watching. Number one, I'm a cheap ass. I have ads in my shit. So if you do not, this is how it's going to work. When an ad comes up, I will say ad. Damn it. I was just getting ready to gamble too. Nice one, Dan. Nice one, Spicy Dan. All right. Well, yes. If you do not have ads, please follow these instructions. One, when I get an ad, I will say ad. You pause. When the ad's over, I will say we're back, and you hit play. That is how we will keep everyone as together as possible. Okay. So this is just for the people that don't have ads. How you'll stay with us as a excuse me, as opposed to getting way ahead of us, reacting in the chat, and fucking shit up. Okay. All right. So pull up your Disney Pluses. That's ready. It's got to go down. I need to mute that so I don't get copy struck. Oh, by the way, we skip no recaps or intros. We hit play, and unless you have no ads and have to pause and resume with the beginning and end of ads, we're just ripping through this shit. We're just letting her roll, letting it do its thing, while we sit back and watch and enjoy. Aye aye. Aye aye. So get here and get ready to press this. It's going down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it. Hey, fucking thing, I said do it. There we go. And add right from jump. Always an ad from jump. Bum, bum, bum. All right. And we're back. I don't give a shit. This theme goes hard. It's gone hard for 30 fucking years. Let's get it. Damn birds. Oof. So much for that guy. I already forgot his name. Oh, those are not normal birds. Ooh, that'll do it. What up, Delta Dan? Add, right? What the fuck? All right. And we are back. That's kind of a cool transition. Ooh, a hydrogen core. Nothing explosive about that, or potentially flammable, or ooh, Nice one, Morph. Got some thing. Gotta remember it's 97. I was like, what the? Yeah, this is 30 years ago. Rude. Rude. Annihilation Wave? Add. commercial. Ooh, Chipotle. Nom, 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 nom. Nom, 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 nom. Boom, boom, boom. Hmm. Burp. Damn it. We're back. Ooh, Omega Red. Ooh. Rutro. Uh-oh. Rutro Raggy. Deadpool. Piss him off with Cyclops. Rutro. Ooh, he's cooked. Literally. And funny in that State Farm commercial. You can totally tell Haley's still expecting at that point. They never show her below the shoulders. Her face is just got a little bit extra to it. You can tell she was prego for that shit. Nintendo Switch 2. They still have physical media, I think. Maybe not. Gambling commercial. And quite possibly the last one, according to the timer. Oops, Spidey. I will kill Wolverine. Ah, nice, in the shape of an X. Oh, somebody got his groove back. And to that I say, fuck yeah. Meh. Ooh, undead or not, that's gonna hurt. Bugs on a windshield. Wow. Okay. Somber ending. No, no extras on this one. I just scanned. All right. That's it for that shit. Not that it was shit, but you know what I'm saying. Knocking shit over now. Bum, 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 bum. What'd you think, chat? How much did you appreciate that there episode of X-Men 97? What'd you think? Overall, this guy thought it was cool. They did kind of. I think this is around the same time in the first season when they did that kind of side quest one with Jubilee and Sunspot and Mojo World and Storm and Forge hanging out in the woods trying to get her powers back or whatever in the prairie, the plains, that area of the country, the Southwest. Like the Rise of Apocalypse episodes better. I mean, yeah, those are going to be pretty damn hard to equal. You know, just in general, I feel like those are going to be pretty damn hard to equal. I imagine they'll probably do that. You know, end of the season. How many? Is it 8 or 10 episodes? Nine. Okay. So we got 4 more to go. I imagine, 8 and or 9, or 9 and or 8 will probably be damn close to the Rise of Apocalypse episode. If I had to guess. But, I mean, for like a side quest episode, it was still pretty good. I mean, let's face it. Wolverine with adamantium cooler than Wolverine with bone claws. That's just me. But yeah, so Wolverine lying to get his own ends. Not the most unusual thing. Check. Yep. Brood's part of the Annihilation Wave, like I thought. Alright, so we've got the Annihilation Wave being introduced. We have Omega Red being introduced. We had some, I guess for lack of a better term, cool cameos via Morph. And of course, the episode ending in a very, very somber note, which actually fits this particular episode, in my opinion. So, I say, even though this was a bit of a side quest episode, it was a very well done side quest episode, because as we all know, side quest episodes, or even movies, Mando Grogu, aren't necessarily that good. A lot of side quest things end up feeling more like filler than something that actually contributes to the story. This one contributes to the story. Plus, it had cool shit. So, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool. Not the strongest episode, but a pretty strong episode. Yeah. Have you any further thoughts about this episode of X-Men 97, chat? Or shall we move on to the news? What say you? X-Men chat, chit chat, or news? What shall we yap about? Ooh, there we go. I got a good one. Giving you your chance to, throw your voice in there, chat. We are a community. I want your opinions. Now, will I guarantee that I do exactly what you want at all times? No. I do not guarantee that. But I'm still interested in what y'all think. But there's a time limit. I ain't waiting for your eyes to... Why is that like that? That's supposed to be like that. Okay. I love you, but, I will make executive decisions, as it were. All right. We shall begin the news part of our stream. And we're going to get all the DC shit out of the way, then we're going to talk about the hype Marvel shit. Okay, here we go. First item, actually, one of the rare bits of potential good news. According to a DCU Leaks moderator, DCU Leaks being a Reddit channel, the user who posted this information sent proof to the moderation team before posting, which adds credibility to the rumor. According to him, Scarlett Johansson is the main villain of the Batman 2, a serial killer obsessed with plants. She uses toxin, plural, a realistic version of Poison Ivy. Stan plays Victor Zsasz. Snyder already told us that. She's after the character of Charles Dance, who leads a secret organization made up of the city's most powerful figures. And of course, that's the fucking Court of Owls. And then I gotta say, they picked a damn fine picture of ScarJo to accompany this post, didn't they? Holy sexy as fuck. Let's just enjoy this for a moment, chat, before we get back to the rumor. My God. Alright, that's enough. Otherwise, I'm going to have to pause the stream for like 5 minutes. Anyway, yeah. So, ScarJo's basically Poison Ivy. A Matt Reeves grounded version of Poison Ivy. More soft confirmation that Bucky is going to be Victor Zsasz. And that Tywin Lannister is going to be the leader of the Court of Owls. What do you think about that shit, chat? First of all, how do you feel about Matt Reeves attempting to ground Poison Ivy? Attempting to, I mean, we all know about Poison Ivy in the comics and animated series and movies and shit. She controls plants, like literally controls them. They do stuff. She grows them out of nowhere. She makes them grab shit. Of course, she cultivates various plants for various purposes, poisons, hallucinogens, that kind of thing. Which, that part of her character will translate over to Matt Reeves, but it's not looking like Mr. Reeves is going to be delving into the fantastical side of Batman, which is kind of a bummer. I mean, there's a lot of cool shit in the fantastical side of Batman. It looks like Reeves is avoiding that as much as he possibly can, at least according to this rumor. So how do we feel about a grounded version of Poison Ivy, chat? That's question number 1. How will they ground her? By ignoring all the shit she can do with plants and just making her, as described here, an assassin who prefers toxins derived from plants. That's about the only thing I can think of anyway. Is he's gonna completely ignore the plant controlling ability and just make her an expert in botany with an obsession of plants that produce various toxins, which she will then employ as an assassin. Yep. How do you guys feel about that? Would you prefer that Reeves got at least a little fantastical and, actually gave her the ability to literally control plants and make them do things? Kind of wish he would. Or I kind of wish he would. I mean, he's gonna have to do a really good job with her as Poison Ivy for Batman and DC fans to be satisfied with the lack of literal plant control. I mean, Batman himself is not fantastical. The Penguin, no real fantastical characteristic. Riddler, same deal. So far, Matt Reeves has picked characters where he didn't have to work hard to avoid fantastical abilities. Now, he has picked one. And I'm very curious to see how he pulls it off. So that's that. And then, of course, again, Stan's playing Victor Zsasz. Thanks to Snyder, we basically knew that. Now, we did not know who Charles Dance was going to be. Snyder wasn't that specific. I can't remember if he speculated Court of Owls. Did he say it for the rumor? I don't know. Anyway, it was talked about. So, but this is, again, if you believe this is confirmation that that's exactly what's happening. Charles Dance is the leader of the secret organization made up of the city's most powerful figures. I mean, that's the fucking Court of Owls. I mean, that's all there is to it. There's no other group. Unless Reeves makes one up out of whole cloth, which would be, frankly, kind of stupid. Because it sounds like something's done with you. So, hopefully Reeves is actually introducing the Court of Owls in this one, because that would be awesome. So what do you guys think? A grounded / realistic version of Poison Ivy, Court of Owls, Victor Zsasz, which we already knew. What do you guys think? You know what? Just for shits and giggles. Okay, gotta move on from that picture. So what do you think, Chad? Any thoughts? Questions, concerns, statements, proclamations? You'll need to get yourself hyped for the Batman anyways. Did you not like the first movie that much? I mean, I'll admit, the first time I watched it, I was like, eh. Then for whatever reason, I decided to watch it again, and I liked it more. And I think I've watched it 1 or 2 more times at least. Well, actually, probably 2 more times at least. And I continue to appreciate it more with each rewatch. So that one has grown on me like a Yeah, of course. Not really. Need to give it another shot. I would recommend you give it another shot. Now, if it does, if time number 2, it doesn't toot your horn, then so be it. It does not toot your horn. Oh yeah, I'm definitely ready to see Court of Owls on any screen. I don't think it's been adapted even in animation, has it? If I'm wrong, someone please correct me. But let me rephrase. I can't think of any adaptation on the screen, animated, live action, or whatever. But I could very easily be wrong about that. Just checking out the sound. It was in Gotham. Oh, the show got. I'm like, yeah, of course it was in Gotham. Fucking Batman. But yeah. Oh, I did watch that whole show. I just can't remember. But I'm definitely not going to say you're wrong because I don't. Maybe Google will know. Oh. Yep. Good call. They were in Gotham. And they were in the DCAU in Batman vs. Robin back in 2015. And as recently as 2023, they were in Gotham Knights on the CW and Max's Harley Quinn. So I was super fucking wrong. Nope, you were right. You saw it in Gotham, season 2. Gotham Knights, which I think only had the one season. And then in animation back in 2015 in Batman vs. Robin. Oh, that makes sense because in the Court of Owls run, Robin went undercover into the Court of Owls, and they pseudo turned him into a Talon, and he got a little twitchy. Okay, but cool. All right. So good call, Brendan. Good call. But yeah, anyway. So I guess we should say reuse the version of the Court of Owls. Either way, I'm excited. I mean, Court of Owls is always fucking cool, so why the hell not, right? Right. Now, chat. That's it for the good news for DC. Now we got to move on to more bad news. Now, this first one is actually has nothing to do with Gunn that we know of. But since we are speaking of the Batman Part 2, it has been delayed to February 18th of 2028, chat. Instead of October of next year, it is now February of the following year. Delayed another, what will that be? November, December, January, 4 months. Now they're making us wait for those of us who are looking forward to it. And again, as my appreciation for the first one has grown, I am looking forward to this one. And now they're making those of us who are looking forward to it wait another 4 fucking months. I mean, I'm sure they have their reasons. But also, what the fuck? Why can't WB, since they're the parent company, and also who Matt Reeves' contract is with directly, so this is square on WB, the parent company, and not Guns CCU, as far as we can tell. Like, what are we doing, Warner Brothers? We're getting massive delays with, like, your guy, Matt Reeves' verse. You're not doing anything to attempt to rein in Gunn, at least nothing obvious enough to where it looks like it. Like, what are you doing? What is happening? Why are you not seeing what the fuck is going on? Like, all of us plebs can see it. Like, are you really that out of touch that you can't see what the average nerd can see, which is y'all are fucked it up? Like, seriously, what the hell? Get your shit together, Warner Brothers. I mean, I guess maybe the upper crust of Warner Brothers doesn't give a shit because Paramount's probably getting that motherfucker despite all the lawsuits that are popping up. You know why I say that? Because all those lawsuits will be appealed by Paramount all the way to the Supreme Court, which has a very strong political bent. Said political bent more than likely will lead to them going, no, they can have it. All your lawsuits trying to stop this are dismissed. Have a nice day. Now, could a miracle happen and some judge actually have fucking integrity and, or like, actually a lower court judge probably will to try to stop it, and again, Paramount will appeal. But will SCOTUS have a rare moment of integrity and be like, nah, fam, this ain't gonna work? I would say the odds are highly against it, but within the last month, they've made a couple, 3 or 4 decisions that I was quite frankly surprised they made. So, not impossible, but I do feel it's highly improbable. So, yeah, maybe Daddy's Av just don't. Maybe Daddy's ass don't give a fuck, and he's just like, I'm selling this bitch anyway. Who cares? It'll be Paramount's problem. You know, he could be dickish like that. Matter of fact, I think that might be actually likely. It's not like we haven't known for about fucking ever that David Zaslav is a prick. That's not news. That's not a new development. He's always been a prick. So, yeah. So what do you guys think? Are you annoyed? Do you not give a fuck? What are we doing? How do you feel about another 4 months tacked on to how long we have to wait for the Batman Part 2? How do you feel about that, chat? And replay people, comments. Leave comments. Y'all never leave comments. Start leaving comments. Help boost the channel with comments. Damn you, Streamlabs. Sons of bitches. Give me one. Maybe that'll do it. Okay. Sorry, there was something out of place, and I kept bashing my leg on it, and now it's fixed. And I shall no longer bash my leg. What you got, chat? Any thoughts on the delay of the Batman Part 2? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay. Now we shall move on to this last bit of DC stupidity. And this one is squarely on James Gunn. You ready, chat? Are you ready for this shit? Are you ready to hear about another colossal blunder from James Gunn? As long as it's good, I'm okay with it. I mean, yeah. It at this point, it better be fucking epic. As many times as this bitch has been delayed. Is this like the third delay? I can't remember for sure. You know what? Fuck it. I'm curious enough to ask Google. This would be delay number 4. It was originally scheduled for release last October of 2025. Then they moved it to October of this year. Then they moved it to October of next year. And now it's February of 2028. Marking the 4th delay in 3 years. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is now its 4th delay. From last year to this year to next year to the year after. But they're not delaying it another whole year till October 28th. They're dropping it in February 28th. Which in and of itself, I'm gonna get a little less like comic nerdy and get a little more like Hollywood business nerdy. February is a month where studios tend to drop things that they really don't care about too much, except for like February themed shit like rom-coms around Valentine's Day, which they used to do a lot but don't really do so much anymore. Yeah, January and February are generally the months where a studio will drop either its overall weaker movies or they will start to drop their awards content. And the reason they drop their weaker movies in January or February is because of the lack of competition, and they're really, really hoping that in those slots they will make more than they would, later in the year when there's more business happening. So, them moving the Batman Part 2 to February, kind of interesting. I mean, overall, is it like super significant? Probably not. But, again, I mean, granted, as we mentioned before, this motherfucker better be good after being delayed now 4 times. But the fact that they're only pushing it to February instead of like spring, when like the bigger movies start to come out, or even early summer like May, they're just dropping it in February. I mean, does that necessarily mean that they know it's not going to be that good? That would suck if they know that. Or do they just want to make sure that there are no distractions, which, if you can avoid competition to maximize profits, that's kind of the smart thing to do most of the time. Not all the time. Like, it'd be dumb as fuck for Doomsday to do that. That's a whole other conversation that we've had, I think, a few times at this point, so we're not going there again. But, yeah. This is just an interesting little thing based on the business side of Hollywood and how they like to schedule shit. in general, traditionally, as it were. All right. Now, chat, we have talked about this subject a few times. This is not going to be a super new subject. We've talked about certain decisions that James Gunn may or may not be making. And now, chat, we have something approaching to full confirmation for yet another piece of evidence that proves that James Gunn should in no way, shape, or form be the head of a fucking studio. Ooh, yay. James Gunn should not have unfettered control over an entire universe. And here's more proof. This comes from Charles Murphy of Murphy's Multiverse. Insider confirms Adria Arjona's Man of Tomorrow role. Please scroll. Ever since Hitman and Andor breakout star Adria Arjona officially landed a highly coveted top-tier role in the upcoming DC sequel Man of Tomorrow, targeting a July 9th, 2027 theatrical launch, fans have been in a frenzy over who she might be playing. While reports initially listed her role as Maxima, the warrior queen of Almerac, queen of Almerac, a massive fan contingency aggressively theorized that the alien character was merely a high-profile corporate decoy designed to hide her true casting as the DCU's new live-action Wonder Woman. Not only did we aggressively theorize it, we aggressively said James Gunn's a fucking idiot if that's not what he's doing. However, insider APOC Horseman has doubled down alongside definitive new pipeline updates to confirm the reality. Arjona is 100% playing Maxima, completely debunking the Wonder Woman cover theories. The confirmation comes on the heels of the actress spotted on set sporting massive aggressive shoulder pads paired with a vibrant, hyper-distinct bright red wig. When the fuck did those images come out? Y'all see any of those? I didn't even hear about. This is the first I'm hearing about those. So yeah, that looks like that. This is the first I've heard of that at all. While Wonder Woman has strictly maintained her iconic raven black or dark brown hair across 90 years of publishing history, a fiery red mane has been the absolute visual signature of Maxima since her 1989 debut in Action Comics number 645. The visual tracking makes it practically impossible to argue that she is playing anyone other than the Elmerakian royal. In the comics, the hyper-intelligent collector Brainiac completely destroys Maxima's home world of Almerac. To save the remnants of her species, Maxima enters into a volatile, uneasy initial alliance with Brainiac to invade Earth. However, once she realizes the true scale of his galactic genocide, she flips sides to help Superman and Lex Luthor tear down the alien collector's forces. While fans who are desperate to see Arjona inherit Gal Gadot, however, I still don't know how the fuck to pronounce her last name, Lasso might view this as a setback. Yeah. Treating Maxima as a standalone powerhouse character rather than a simple cover story should be a win for the DCU. It won't be. Maxima isn't a minor, forgettable secondary rogue. She is a fierce, arrogant, and deeply complex warrior who has led the Justice League and broken bad on a dime whenever her imperial ego is bruised. Okay. So, first of all, the person he is, what's the fucking word? I want the actual word, not a similar word or phrase. Fuck. The person he's using as a source, APOC Horseman. Obviously, our first question is, who the fuck is this dude, and is he reliable? Well, the answer is this is someone who worked for Nexus Point News for a long time, was one of their leading people, if not the leading person, when it came to scoops and breaking stories. Like, he's up there. He's damn close to being on Alex's and Snyder's level. Actually, I think he might be. So, basically what I'm saying is this motherfucker is about as reliable as it gets. As reliable as a scooper / insider can be. Because let's face it, they're going to get bad information from time to time. They'll get outdated information that ends up looking dumb from time to time. But for like a vast majority, this dude gets his shit right. So if APOC is saying that Arjona is Maxima, she's probably fucking Maxima to a high percentage. And then again, where did this come from? The actress being spotted on set sporting massive aggressive shoulder pads paired with a vibrant, hyper distinct bright red wig. Where were these? I'm going to Google, chat. Give me a moment, because let's see if I can find that shit. I mean, from the description he was saying about the story, she fits, unfortunately. Maybe I should be searching on the Twitter. Google pisses me off sometimes. I don't know if the images that are complete fucking bullshit. Also, fuck. Alright, I'm gonna search Twitter. Hold up. Okay, this is not what I was looking for, but also... Holy wow. Okay. Alright, gooning moment over. Moving on. Wait, I saw that. That's a fucking dude. I don't know why they put that. Via Atlanta filming. Okay, so it was just a description of someone saw something. I'm not seeing an actual image of what they're talking about. I don't know why they posted this. See, when they're talking about when they saw her looking like that, they kept posting this picture. This is not her. This is not a woman with a big ass red wig. I don't know why they're posting that shit. It's a bit ridiculous, but yeah, okay, well, he's citing this from Atlanta filming, but I can't find any images from Atlanta filming. God damn it, I didn't. What else? What? No, god damn it. Stop it. All right, chat. So super reliable people are saying that Gunn was stupid and she's actually going to be Maxima and not Wonder Woman. I'm not going to go on a full ass rant like I normally would. This shit just makes me sigh. Like come on, dude. Like, just what? Why? Why are you bound and fucking determined to do everything bass backwards? What? Why are we? I mean, yes, Charles says she wasn't a B tier character, but she's also not a member of the motherfucking Trinity. You need to be giving us the Trinity. Obviously, it's going to be for goddamn ever before you fucking give us your Batman, because you keep wanting to wait till fucking you have one in a different year than Reeves. Of course, Reeves' Batman is now in 2028. If Gunn can pull his head out of his ass and be smart, since he's obviously not smart enough to cast Adria as Wonder Woman, since it will not be the same year that Reeves' movie comes out, maybe, hopefully, by the grace of God, he will have an epiphany, a moment of full-on clarity, and he will realize that he could debut as Batman and Man of Tomorrow. Since he doesn't want to and really he was only talking about a Batman movie. But still, Reeves' Batman has now been pushed to 28, so that leaves 2027 wide open for you, James. Even if it's not a movie, you can introduce your motherfucking Batman in a year where Reeves is not around. So do it. Be smart for fucking once. If you're not giving us Wonder Woman and Man of Tomorrow, fucking give us Batman, bro. Like, we've talked about this so many times, you need the Trinity. You can't be fucking around with the side quest bullshit anymore. You need the Trinity, dog. If you're not giving us Wonder Woman, you best be giving us Batman. What say you, chat? And replay people, leave comments. What do you think about that shit? What do y'all think about that shit? I think Gunn's a goddamn idiot. But now that he's been given the opportunity to not have Reeves Batman in 2027, he needs to take advantage of it with Man of Tomorrow. And give us our fucking Caped Crusader. Now here's a question for you, chat. Just in general. Let's just shoot the shit on this for a minute. Since Gunn likes his... God damn it. Oh. Hold on. That would hit totally wrong. Okay, so where was I? Yes, with Gunn's penchant for A, lower tier characters, and B, going kind of back to classic versions of stuff, i.e., going back to Boy Scout Superman with Mr. Farnsworth. Chat, do you think that tendency means that when he finally does debut as Batman, his Batman will be in the classic blue and gray with the yellow symbol? I honestly think that's likely considering him. And you know what? That would be a decision of his that I'd be down with. We have yet in live action to see Batman in that costume since the 60s with Adam West. Michael Keaton was all in black. You know, there's a couple various suits, but basically Keaton, Kilmer, and Clooney, fucking bat nips, all in black. Obviously Christian Bale, all in black. Batfleck. Gray and black. Battinson. Basically black. A little bit of gray. But with that weird ass bat symbol that I don't like. I honestly think it's about time to bring back the blue and the gray with the yellow symbol. I think we're kind of overdue for that, actually, chat. So that would be something that Gunn could do that I'd be like, good fucking call, James. It's about time I could say that, James. I haven't said it in a long time, James, and that's fucking sad because I would rather be praising you for all the awesomeness you've been doing with the DCU. But you're not letting me. Yeah. So, unfortunately, looks like we're getting Maxima and not Diane. Excuse me. God, that's so fucked up. All right, chat. Got any thoughts on that before we get into actual cool Marvel stuff? Because Marvel is cool. So we're going to talk. Let's see. What do we got from Marvel? Obviously, we have the thumbnail subject. A little bit of Doomsday and Spider-Man shit. Let's talk some Doomsday and Spider-Man shit, and then we'll get to the casting as the grand finale. Griff! What's cracking? You missed all the depressing DC shit. Your timing's perfect. We're about to get into fucking dope Marvel shit. Can I get in the gamble? Has it been long enough? Have I been bitching about James Gunn long enough to be able to gamble again before we get into actual cool news? Nope. Well, I mean, I can, but I'll lose. Actually, Brooke, Batfleck's costume is pretty close to the new 52 Batman, if I recall correctly. I feel like new 52 Batman was the solid gray with the black bat symbol. Show me some images. Yep. Yeah, basically the Battinson outfit. Different bat symbol, of course, but yeah. There we go. That's with more of the Snyder bat thing, but yeah. So yeah. Batfleck was, did I say Battinson before? Batfleck. Oh, here we go. The cover. Yeah, here's an actual cover from the new 52 Batman. That's basically the Batfleck uniform, costume, suit, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I think it'd be cool to get the classic back. It'd be even more cool to get the classic back in fucking Man of Tomorrow. Since you're not giving us Wonder Woman, you dumb fuck. Alright. Campbell won? What the hell, dude? Did you hit enter too soon? Or send? I'm not sure what you're using. If you're using a handheld device or your PC. Alright, chat. Let us delve into Marvel, because this is all cool shit. Enough about DCU dumbassery. So, chat, as you know, SDCC is in 10 days. Or, well, SDCC technically is in 8 days. But the Marvel Hall H panel is in 10 days. On July the 25th from 8:30 to 9:30 EST. And supposedly they will be showing the trailer in Hall H for them, and then after that they will release it on YouTube and Disney Plus. So in 10 days we should be feasting our own eyeballs on the Doomsday trailer. And of course, we have a description of the trailer that is already leaked. Don't know how accurate this is, but we don't care. We're going to talk about it because that's what we do in the basement. So, according to the description, the trailer begins with a shot of Doom on a throne in Latveria. Cool. I don't even think that let you gamble once, or Delta. Alright, so Doom on his throne in Latveria, opening shot. I would imagine probably with a zoom effect. Total guess, though. But still cool. That'd be even better if he was in like his classic throne pose where he was kind of hunched over, doing the thinking thing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You should be able to see it in your head. Or maybe with his arms on the armrest. One of those two would be dope. Personally, I prefer to see. Either one would be dope, though. Okay, but still. Doom on his throne for starters. Then Doom's walking through his castle, where they show a huge painting depicting his wife and son. Cool. So who's going to be in the painting, chat? Will it be, as a lot of the rumors have said, a version of Sue Storm and Franklin? Could it potentially be Pepper and Morgan? I'm going to put the odds on Sue and Franklin. But, we'll see. But either way, they're establishing, like, the fact that he's now alone. And that he had a family he loved. So, we're dropping some emotional stakes right from jump, which is good. Thor arrives with the Fantastic Four to meet the new Avengers. So basically the Thunderbolts. They're going to meet the Thunderbolts first. Now there was an old rumor that Thor was going to be on the Fantastic Four ship with them and Steve. Apparently that's a thing. So it's not the first we've heard of it, but this is soft confirmation. Alright, there's a shot of them flying their ship into their tower. The teams get acquainted. Cool. Steve meets Thor. He summons the hammer to himself and proves that it's him because Thor doesn't believe him. Thor says that's impossible. Now, why would they show that after? Because Steve's supposed to be in that ship too. That appears to be out of chronological order, but it's a trailer. Who cares? For now. Steve meets Yelena, of course, because they went to the new Avengers, aka Thunderbolts Tower. I'm just going to keep calling them the fucking Thunderbolts. I'm not going to call them the new Avengers. So Steve meets Yelena and tells her that Natasha was family to him, which means she is his family too. So yeah, they're really trying to get the emotions going for the audience in this trailer, it would appear. A fight between Yelena and Yelena, Mystique's transformation is shown. Now, that was also in the CinemaCon trailer, according to descriptions of that. A shot of the Baxter Building with the X-Men. Okay, so the Baxter Building is in 828. So for whatever reason, the X-Men and others, obviously, are going to end up in the 828. Probably talking about the canon plan, I would imagine. So we'll see. But that's cool, though. So the X-Men are going to be in the 828. A shot of Reed Richards talking to Doom. Reed is practically yelling at him, saying, "Answer me!" Now, this is not necessarily the case, but I feel like that does, at least to me, that hints that they are actually going to be honoring, at least to an extent, Reed and Doom's past from the comic. Who was it? I feel like someone fairly reliable actually said within the last week or so that they were changing things to where Doom and Reed had basically their history that we're familiar with. I can't remember who said it, but I feel like I know that was out there. I just can't remember who said it and therefore how reliable it is. But if that is the case, this makes sense. I mean, if Reed was just trying to interrogate someone, you'd yell at someone to answer you if you want, if they're being recalcitrant, whether you knew them or not. But I don't know. This just has the feel of them having history to me. Which, good. Like, you need to, in my opinion. Alright, then there is a shot of Loki in his TVA suit, so that brown shit, in Steve's house from the first teaser. Okay. We've heard plenty of rumors about that. I mean, obviously, Loki's going to be delivering him to that universe. So that might be what this is from. Might be the delivery. Or it could be, well, no, because Fantastic Four and Doom are going to go to his house to do the convincing. Okay, so this is probably when Loki drops him and Peggy off in the 828. The main scene of the trailer is the battle between Thor and Dr. Doom, where Thor throws Stormbreaker at Doom, and he easily stops it with a single movement of his hand. Okay, so that was a thing from the CinemaCon trailer, although the description from the CinemaCon trailer says he stopped it with like a finger or two. Now, we all assumed that we'd be talking about Stormbreaker flying at his ass, and then he literally stops it with two of his fingers. What if it's basically both? What if he stops it with two fingers by waving them at Stormbreaker? Like just casual, like this. Not even bothering to use his whole hand. Just two fingers, just that fucking axe out of here, bitch. I think that's a possibility. I think maybe they're both right. Because this is also moving your hand. Gotta at least flick the wrist. Your fingers are part of your hand. Even if he doesn't do the wrist, if he just goes. I feel like, I have a little wrist in that. So yeah, I think maybe it's probably both. He only uses two fingers primarily for the flip. Or for the single movement. But, I think it could be that. The trailer ends. Oops. Pull that back up, dumbass. The trailer ends with a shot where Doom is controlling the Sentinels. Doom's final line. One day, you will forgive me. I'm going to go with an Eastern European accent. One day, you will forgive me. That's a heavy fucking line. I'm wondering if he's saying that to Reed. I wonder if he's saying that to, like, a group. I wonder if he's saying that to his family for whatever reason before they die. Maybe because what if Josh is right about he's like and sacrifices them for power and says that to them before he kills them? That'd be crazy. But whoever he's addressing that to, that's still some heavy shit. Like, basically, he's like, yeah, I know you guys are trying to stop me because you think I'm wrong, but you can't. I'm about to do this shit. And once it's done, you'll forgive me. All right, chat. So now that we've talked about each individual item, let's bust through them so we can get, like, get kind of like a straight through line in our heads. Maybe throw our own little visuals in it as we go along. All right, so here we go. Again, no more commentary. We're just going through them to create the... God, I wish I could remember words I want. Okay, I guess it's through line. That's not what I want to say, and that's not entirely accurate, but hopefully you're picking up what I'm putting down. All right, here we go. The trailer begins with a shot of Doom on a throne in Latveria. Doom walks through his castle. They show a huge painting depicting his wife and son, probably Sue and Franklin. Thor arrives with the Fantastic Four to meet the new Avengers, Thunderbolt. There's a shot of them flying their ship into their tower. The teams get acquainted. Steve meets Thor. He summons the hammer to himself and proves that it's him because Thor doesn't believe him. Thor says, "That's impossible." Steve meets Yelena and tells her that Natasha was family to him, which means she is his family too. A fight between Yelena and Yelena. Mystique's transformation is shown. A shot in the Baxter building with the X-Men. A shot of Reed Richards talking to Doom. Reed is practically yelling at him, saying, "Answer me!" A shot of Loki in his TVA suit in Steve's house from the first season. The main scene of the trailer is the battle between Thor and Doctor Doom, where Thor throws Stormbreaker at Doom and he easily stops it with a single movement of his hand. Hopefully Thor at least went for the head. You know? The trailer ends with a shot where Doom is controlling the Sentinels. Doom's final line, "One day you will forgive me." I mean, that sounds like a pretty fucking dope trailer. If this is even like, 70% accurate, that sounds like a fucking dope trailer. What do you guys think? How do you feel about that description of the trailer? I mean, as we know, with, all leaks that we just read, how it's actually executed in imagery on a screen could be better or could be worse from what's on paper. But since all we have is what's on paper, digital paper as it were, what do you guys think? I think it sounds like a damn fine trailer. And of course, there's Marvel's ballsy move of putting premium screen tickets on sale Monday, 5 days before they even fucking debut the trailer. That's some big dick energy right there, bro. That's Kevin fucking going, "I swang, motherfuckers. My movie's swang." You know what? I'll bet you those fuckers go like gangbusters too. Honestly. It's going to be really interesting and will spark all kinds of conversation if the pre-sales don't go in. The fuck nerd Twitter will blow up. Nerd YouTube will blow up. I will blow up. If those pre-sales are weak, oh my god. That's good. That'll be nuts, and literally everyone will be talking about it. And obviously mileage will vary all the way till, we've been telling you Marvel's cooked all the way up to, it'll be fine. Once people see the trailer, it'll be fine. And then there'll be everything in between. So, but again, that's a scenario in which pre-sales are soft. If the pre-sales have not had their blue chew. Or their Rougeette ready or whatever. Meanwhile, speaking of sales, there's a report out there that Brand New Day, like the floor, the low end of what they're predicting for weekend one global is 250 million. Minimum is what they're predicting. That's a minimum. That movie's going to make all the money. And again, I say it's going to make more than Dune. Any final thoughts, chat? Because we're about to get into the main motherfucking topic. Which is, of course, humongous casting news / rumors about the MCU X-Men movie. But any further thoughts on the previous subject? Any more thoughts about that trailer description? And of course, replay people, please leave your thoughts in the comments. Pretty, please. By the way, has everyone that's here right now hit like? If you haven't, pretty please do so. And if you're new, also hit the subscribe and the bell. And join the Discord, because notifications there are better, and we're cool people. And notifications are better. Yeah, 10 days to the trailer, chat, and supposedly that's how it's going to go. All right, chat, are you ready? Are you ready for the main topic? All right. Chat, it would appear that we have our new Magneto for the new version of the X-Men live action on the big screen. It would appear that way. We begin with My Time to Shine Hello putting out this report. Scoop! We have our first casting for the MCU X-Men reboot. Sources have told me Adam Driver has been cast as the villain. Well, now. They did not want to pay his ass for Fantastic Four. Maybe they've decided he's worth it for X-Men, which is cool. In general, I like Adam Driver. He's a pretty good actor. It's not his fault that Kylo Ren was written lamely. He did what he could with that, and he did as good a job as probably anyone could have done with that. So, not his fault. But on top of that, then again, we have APOC Horseman, and he chimes in with, I can actually corroborate this. And then he drops the bomb. He's playing Magneto. Dad, how do you feel about Adam Driver as Magneto? How do you feel about this, chat? What do you think? Oh, will we see a shirtless Magneto? and well played, Brennan. Well played. How do you feel about this, chat? I'm actually down for it. I'm good with it. I think he'll do a good job. Couple things though. Couple things. One. Actually, just one. How are we going to handle Magneto's age? Because X-Men in the 2000, it made sense for them to cast Ian McKellen because that fit. He was, 13 in 1940, whatever the fuck he was during the actual Holocaust. And then, 50 some odd years later, he's late 60s, early 70s. So that made sense. Fassbender made sense because they literally went back to the 60s and 70s. And Magneto would have been in his 30s or 40s. Mid to late 30s. So that casting made sense. Now we are talking about Adam Driver being the new Magneto. So the question is, they almost have to have this X-Men team in the modern time, part main continuity of the MCU, because otherwise they'd have to cast another fucking second team for the modern times to play with the Avengers and the Fantastic Four and whatnot, right? So this X-Men team is going to have to be set kind of in the modern time. So how are we going to have a Magneto in his mid-30s in 2026 if he's supposed to be a Holocaust survivor? They're going to have to do some creative shit to make that make sense. Now, there are ways to do it. Since we're coming out of Secret Wars, and if that one leak is true, we're still going to have the fucking multiverse. He could be a variant from a timeline that's running at a different speed than the 616. That's one possibility. Another possibility is just straight up fucking time displacement, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly shit. They could go that route. They could just, do the MCU thing and add something just for their sake and say, hey, part of his electromagnetic powers somehow slows his aging. Keeps his cells more rejuvenated than most, or what have you. So there are ways to handle it, and they're going to have to get a bit creative. There's a lot of comic fans 100% think that him being a Holocaust survivor is integral to the character. So if they want to continue to honor that, they're going to have to do something, one of those possibilities, or of course one that I haven't thought of, because they're the creatives and I'm just here on my ace yapping into a microphone. Let's face it, I'm not qualified really to come up with that shit. Those are just the simple ideas that I could come up with. I'm sure they could come up with something way better, way more creative, and way more fun to see on screen. That's just the way it is. I'm not that good at that shit. So that's item one. How are they going to handle this history? And of course, things being what they are today. Perfect example, the Odyssey. People losing their fucking minds about various casting decisions that Nolan made. And just the fact that there's a very vocal crowd of people who just in general don't want the character's ethnicity or whatever fucked with at all. And to the point where, you better hire an actor of that nationality to do the shit. Mr. Driver is not Jewish. So, the question is it worth it? to go that route and be like they better hire a Jew actor to be Magneto. I don't think Ian McKellen's Jewish. I don't think Fassbender's Jewish. But of course, when those movies came out, the culture war wasn't anywhere near as massive as it is now. So, do we care that Adam Driver is not Jewish? Or should it be fine that they hire a white actor to play what is essentially a white European Jew? Not an Israeli. Not a Mediterranean person. A white Polish Jew. Personally, I don't care. I don't consider hiring a white dude to play a white dude like a thing. Even if Driver's not Jewish. I think that'll be fine. The more important part is how they're going to handle the Holocaust thing. Like, if they have to honor Magneto's Jewish heritage in the story, even if they're not hiring specifically a Jewish actor to play him. Which again, I don't fucking think is necessary in the first place. What do you guys think? Do you give a fuck about Driver not being Jewish? Are you just more concerned with how they handle his established backstory that, like, again, pretty much everyone feels is essential to his character? Now, there are some people who would argue that it's just the trauma that matters, not necessarily the fact that he's a Holocaust survivor. Campia being one of those people. He made a whole speech about it. Delta Dan says Adam Driver looks Jewish enough for me, and he's a great actor. Fair. I don't really want to discuss which of his features creates that for you, because that could get ugly in a fucking hurry. But yeah, I mean, he does have he could definitely pull it off. You're good with what? I don't know that word. Oh, Driver. Okay. I was like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, I'm totally down. Again, he's playing a white European Ashkenazi Jew. Good enough. So, it would appear, Chad, that we pretty much like it, and we don't care that Driver himself is not Jewish. Excellent. That is not all, chat. Now, this next one is way more rumor than being confirmed by very high-level scoopers like Apocalyptic Horseman. So check this shit out. Again, this is a rumor. It literally says rumor in the tweet. So, rumor. Take it with as much salt as you feel this is required. You would have preferred McAvoy for Magneto? We're talking about Magneto, dog. McAvoy was Xavier in the younger Fox X-Men films, wasn't he? Fassbender, I think. Anyway. Cool. I was right. So, chat. Again, we have APOC Horseman saying that he is Magneto. He's been cast. Okay. So now we have just a rumor. I want to know what the fuck you guys think about this. So, Patrick Wilson is rumored to be up for the role of Professor X in Marvel's X-Men. So, alright, I have cats making noises they're not supposed to be. I'll be right back. Okay. Situation fixed. Magneto's Polish. And what's up, Kevin? Oh, I'm sure they'll be there, Kevin. But yeah, Storm is African, Nightcrawler's German, Magneto's Polish, Wolverine is Canadian, and Xavier is, I don't know if he's actually English or just from New England. I don't think he's actually English. Okay, nope, he's American, born in a wealthy family in New York City, blah, blah, blah. Now, he did go to Oxford in England, it looks like. Yeah, nope. Xavier's American. He's Merkin. No, he's from. Yeah, he's Merkin. So, anywho, where are we at? Yes. Patrick Wilson is rumored to be up for the role of Professor X. Now, for clarification, Mr. Wilson here is, at least so far in the world of comic book movies, he is known for playing Orm, half brother of Aquaman. So, chat, how do you feel about Orm being Professor X? Someone AI'd an image of him. How do you feel about that, guys? Patrick Wilson jumping from DC to Marvel? Possibly. Again, it's a rumor that he's being considered or up for the role. Delta Dan loves Patrick Wilson as Professor X. Cool. I'm a little iffy on it. Was he in the? Is that the Conjuring guy? See, that's what I thought when I first heard the name. Yes, he's also the Conjuring guy. So he's the Conjuring guy. He's Orm. I don't know. I'm a little iffy on the choice. I'm not against it per se. I'm just a little iffy on it. Like, I don't know. Maybe I got spoiled on Patrick Stewart, and McAvoy pulled it off really well. But I just feel like Professor X needs to be played by someone like with, for lack of a better term, refinement. Patrick Wilson doesn't give me refined vibe. Like, I don't look at Patrick Wilson and go, there's a refined individual. I look at Professor X and go, that motherfucker's refined as fuck. When he's not being an asshole. But just in general, he was raised to be refined. I don't know. Patrick Wilson, like, that particular vibe of Professor X, Patrick Wilson, I don't feel like he has it. Offhand. You know, just on the surface thinking. Now, I could be being thrown off by the roles I've seen him in, obviously. And he's a pretty good actor. I feel like he could pull off, you know, there's no reason to think he can't pull off refinement. I'm just saying, initial vibes, yeah. But again, I don't hate it. I'm not like, please God, no, don't do this shit. You know, I'm just hoping he manages to pull off that aspect of Professor X well. Check him out in the show Cape Fear. Is he refined in Cape Fear? I know you have your ways. I do have my ways. I think a lot of people have their ways, you know what I'm saying? X-Men reboot needs big names to draw in the money at the box office for Disney. I don't know. A few, yeah. I don't think they all need to be big names. I mean, the X-Men in general are the most popular team in Marvel Comics, and just in comics in general, they're like way the fuck up there so far as teams go. So a couple three big names would help, but just the X-Men name is a draw in and of itself, and that goes for the general public too. Like Spider-Man, as long as Spider-Man, Doomsday, and Secret Wars all slap, the general audience will have their faith in Marvel back again. And then as long as X-Men also slaps, they're golden. With or without big names. But I don't know. I'm just a little iffy on it. Like, I'll be interested to see if and when other candidates are revealed. See if there's anyone I personally like better. But yeah, I'm a little iffy on it, to be honest. I'm definitely not at the level about how I feel about Rockpocalypse, which fuck no. Please God no. Like that whole fucking Steve Carell gif. God no. No. Please God no. That's where I'm at with fucking Rockpocalypse. I want no part of that bullshit. But this I'm basically willing to give a chance on, you know? I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I'm just like iffy on it. I'll be happy to be proved wrong if this is who they get. So yeah, I'm a little iffy on it, but I don't hate it. What about you guys? I know, obviously, if you guys, are down, Delta Dan's down. Sanoff says he's an interesting choice. Anywho, chat. Yeah, Brendan's with me on Rockpocalypse. Fuck that. Fuck all that shit. What the hell? Oh. I'm a moron. Cool. All done with that. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Alright, chat. That was it for my subjects. Let me know what you think. Replay people. Comments. Sorry if I missed the topic, but what's your thoughts on Blue Beetle back to Superman? I 100% support the cameo Fist of Man of Tomorrow. Bring in Batman next. Actually, I talked about them bringing in Batman next. I'm whatever on Blue Beetle. I didn't watch the movie. I have next to no familiarity with him in the comics. So, okay, cool. I mean, cool, that's fine. Gunn had said he wanted to bring Sholo Maridueña back. So, I mean, cool. I just didn't watch the movie. I don't know how big a deal it is because that movie only made 130, which means it'll probably make a little bit more than Supergirl, but still, that movie bombed like crazy. So, yeah, cool. On the face of it, it's cool. But I mostly also don't kind of care either. Because again, I didn't watch the movie. Very few people watched the movie, so. Yeah. So yeah, well done Cameo Fest. I support any franchise. DC, Marvel, Star Wars. It's just gotta be done well, that's all. It'd be fun if they added Martian Manhunter, for sure. And Wonder Woman next to Man Tomorrow. Yeah, it would be great, but were you here for the Apocalyptic Horseman said that Adria is Maxima, though, not Wonder Woman. Were you here for that part of it? Yeah, because evidently we ain't getting Wonder Woman. Adria is going to be Maxima. And James Gunn is a fucking moron. Yep. Yeah, Martian Manhunter would be dope. Yeah. I mean, Man of Tomorrow really needs to pop off. Man of Tomorrow really needs to pop off. Because right now that franchise is in trouble. And it already needs saving. Can't believe Supergirl's bombing so hard. I mean, yeah, it's bombing harder than it deserves, for sure. I 100% agree with that. It is not a movie that is bad enough to deserve that. Hell, The Marvels wasn't bad enough to deserve what it got. This definitely isn't. This is better than The Marvels anyway. Supergirl, in my opinion. Is Martian Manhunter supposed to be in Lantern? Missed that. That'd be dope. Yeah, I don't know how Lanterns is gonna go. Some of the rumors that are out there. Oof. Oof. This could be another massive mistake by Gunn if the rumors are true. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. What else you got for me, chat? Any other questions, thoughts? Right. Because if not, it's about time for me to be getting the fuck out of Dodge. So I can go chill and get ready to go to bed. I got fucking work tomorrow. Bed. So they say the Lanterns are looking for. Okay, yeah, I did hear about that they're looking for them. Don't know if they're gonna find them, but yeah, you're right. I did see where they are looking. Guess we get SDCC and Spider-Man Brand New Day. Yep, SDCC in 10 days and Brand New Day in 16. What are my thoughts on Batman 2 delay? It's the fourth fucking delay. It's getting old. It's to the point of being goddamn ridiculous. So it better be like fucking amazing with all these delays. It just better be amazing. Now that one though, again, that one's not on Gunn because Reeves works directly for WB. So this is a WB problem. Which is not unusual because they fucked with Snyder's plan. I don't know how much they're screwing with Gunn's plans, but their inability to get this movie out in a decent amount of time and fucking 4 delays, like what the hell? Like they're just looking around at their DC stuff and going, yeah, whatever. They're not hustling Reeves along. They're not reining in Gunn. I don't know what the fuck they're doing over there. Honestly, I seriously think they just don't give a fuck because they're being sold. Yeah. All right. Y'all are dope, but I'm going to go bye-bye now. Thanks for being here, though. Hope you enjoyed the episode of X-Men 97. I hope you enjoyed the nerdy yapping we've been doing. And I hope you'll come back Saturday at 10 Eastern PM. Where we'll talk about whatever happens between now and that point. So, thank you for being here. You could be doing other shit. Thank you for being an awesome community. I think Scarlet as Ivy was a good cast. Hell yeah. And, yeah. Love y'all. See you soon. Bye. Well, chat. I do believe we pulled off another good stream, and I do mean we. I always mean we. You guys are essential to what happens here. Your presence, your participation, your overall dopeness. That's what makes these streams. I mean, obviously, I got to do my part and, sound knowledgeable and shit like that, but, it's all about you guys when it comes down to it. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being awesome. I hope you have a good rest of your week. And we'll see you back here Saturday night, barring acts of God or human fuckery. But until then, remember, wherever you're at and whoever you're with, always keep it nerdy, will ya? Appreciate it. Much love, y'all. See ya.